Hi everyone in English 2323. It's Dr. E and I'm here with your week 5 instructional video. I hope everybody feels a bit rested or ready to hit the reset button for our course after last week. So I'm just going to dive right into it and go to the content area so we can visit our weekly module. So we just shifted everything down. So we will read the background chapter on the Victorian age. Now, I've said it before, I'll say it again. These background chapters are so important because they are really giving us, let me pause 1 second to cough, hold on. All right. Those background chapters are just so important for the context they provide. They really give us a sense of what these authors were experiencing, what's going on during the time period, because, literature, of course, reflects the times. But though this is very important, take time, take breaks. Don't try to sit and read all of this at once. It is very dense. It's packed with important information, right? And you don't want to miss that because you start to kind of glaze over because there's so much information. Take a break, break the reading apart into different sections. You'll also read the biography for Lord Tennyson, as well as his very famous poem, The Lady of Shalott. Again, if poetry isn't your thing, it's not an incredibly long poem, but if poetry seems kind of intimidating to you, or you get caught rereading the same lines over and over again, take a step back, take a break, come back to the reading when you have a bit more energy, so that you can focus and you won't have to read it several times. Poetry, I think, requires more than one read, but not because you're losing steam or you're losing focus, right? More than one reading is to kind of dig even more deeply into the ideas, the content, all of that good stuff. Okay, so today you are watching the weekly instructional video now. You also have a mind map video to watch, so we're moving into the more formalized assignment for the mind map instead of kind of the syllabus was just, kind of informal, just pulling ideas, but we have some more specific guidelines to follow. So there's a video related to that, and you do have a mind map that's due on Thursday, and then your quiz that's due, excuse me, on Sunday. Okay, so here is the mind map video, and then for those of you who either prefer to just click on, and stay in D2L, or those of you who may be using school devices that don't have access to YouTube or work devices, then you can click here. Here is a printed version of the mind map guidelines, but those are, addressed in the video as well. So if you click on this link, it will take you to the assignment. So you'll focus your attention on the Victorian age. Well, let me pause 1 moment to cough. On the Victorian age, that's going to be at the center, right, of your bubbles. And so instead of the syllabus, it's going to be the Victorian age. Because you are going to be required to include more information with this map, it's best to create a digital copy rather than a handwritten one. So you can, of course, use the templates that are provided or use programs like Canva, Mind Map, anything you'd like. Excuse me. So you'll have the Victorian age in the middle, and then you are going to select 4 main ideas based on your reading. And explain them, right? So there's no right or wrong here, but if you choose something as one of the main ideas, let me pause. If you choose something as one of the main ideas, then you'll want to support that by explaining with that main idea why you've chosen it. So place 1 idea in each bubble radiating out from a center, along with your explanation. Everything should be in complete sentences. And then from each of those 4 bubbles, you should then select a quote. Okay, so if you look at the example in the guidelines, this gives you some ideas. So to review the guidelines, you have a link, templates, etc. So remember, you want to upload a document that's in .doc, .docx, or .pdf format, not a JPEG, nothing like that. So if you're having trouble with any of this, remember that you can go to the content area and visit the D2L and Tech Help section. You can reach out to OTS or, use any of the videos that are included in these areas. If you're having trouble uploading, though, it may be something with your account, and OTS can definitely help ensure that there aren't any issues there. Okay, so that is the mind map. And then you also have the week 5 quiz. And of course, that's just based on all the reading, everything, the assignments, etc. So let me know if you have any questions. You can post in the Q&A discussion board by clicking here, or you can go up to the collaboration area and choose the discussion boards. Remember, you have the student lounge there and all our discussions. So just make sure you are able to access information from by different means, right? So usually everything is included in our weekly module in the content area, but it doesn't hurt to also know how to access information from these different tabs. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Good luck this week and take care.